going to give this another shot with Chris Horodecki. Chris, do we have you here?
Do you guys hear me now?
All right. I apologize, my friend. This online server thing, I had the same issue happen with my co-host that attempted to call in about 3 weeks ago, and he could hear me and I couldn't hear him. So my apologies there. Better late than never, though. To hell with it. We do this thing. We can set our own time schedule. So we'll take it back, though. My boy Ryan had a question for you regarding basically your availability right now.
Yeah, Chris, have you had any offers from any other promotions?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I just stay out of that. I don't deal with, negotiations or whatnot. I just worry about training, getting better, and fighting.
Nice.
So I just go whatever's the best deal. That's why I got a great manager, a great trainer, and they take care of me.
Do you like the things that Scott Coker's doing right now with the 8-man tournament in the heavyweight division, and does something like that maybe intrigue you to swing towards that kind of a promotion where they're doing stuff a little outside the box?
Wherever, man. A fight's a fight at the end of the day. I just want to go. I want to fighting, here in Canada. That'd be great. I want to be, back on Canadian soil. I love fighting at home. That crowd that we fought in Edmonton was awesome, and that's something I want to do right now. So, but my options are open, and I'm down for whatever. And so, like I said, I just stay out of it, and I'm just waiting to seal the deal right now.
Hey, Chris, have you ever thought about moving down weight at 145, perhaps?
I've thought about it. It'd be a big cut, but if the offer was right and if for the right reason, for the right fight, I wouldn't do it just for a random promotion.
Absolutely.
I definitely want. It's a lot of sacrifice, a lot of it would be. To go down there, so and I wouldn't want to be jumping back and forth. I don't think it's a good idea. I've seen BJ go back and forth. I think once you decide a weight division, George Pierre said it too. If he's going 85, he's sticking to it. So same thing.
Mm-hmm. You might have been a victim of circumstances with the whole being let go from Zuffa with the WEC and UFC merger, being that it was the overlap division at 155. Do you think that played into it at all? And are a lot of guys at 55 keeping their head up to maybe not be the next one that loses their job over one loss?
For sure, 100%. People losing at 35. A lot of the fighters, coming off losses, went right over to the UFC. I just think that, Will Campazano, Ivan Menjivar, a lot of the lighter weights, the guys that came off losses, their contracts went right over. I just think with the 55, the roster just grew so much that they had to do it.
Mm-hmm. You started off in this industry very early, early teenager at 13. You were hanging out and you seen a blonde-haired guy by the name of Sean Tompkins running a seminar, and that was it for you. You were hooked into it. But, you've experienced a lot more wins than losses. You've also experienced something a lot of people don't, and that's a really serious injury. How did the bulging disc in your neck, make you sit back and think twice about your personal life and also about your professional life?
Yeah, crazy, man. Definitely a shocking thing. I've been pretty fortunate. I haven't had any, too many broken bones or torn ligaments or anything like that. But when I had that, my disc was pinching my nerve. My whole arm was shot. It's a common injury, but it opens your eyes, man. Like, how serious an injury is, and just how, my whole right arm was just shot, weak as ever, weak as a kid, and I was. It screws with your head a little bit, but then when you get going back and you get feeling your power back and your strength back, you start to get that confidence back, and once you can train again at full speed, it's no problem.
No kidding. Fellow Polak sitting over here. My surname is Supernak on my mom's side. Well, what's your choice? Cabbage rolls, glumpi, or pierogies? What's your comfort food?
I'm a big Gołąbki fan.
Yeah.
My mom just actually made a bunch, and then I just stole a bunch last night. So
no kidding.
Yeah, I got her.
That a boy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I used to help out my grandma back in the day making the Gołąbki and the kapusta, which is sauerkraut, of course, and pierogies and the whole 9 yards. So, back to your fight game, though. I followed you when you were coming up, through the TKO and dominating the IFL. And then you got stopped by Ryan Schultz in the finals with one of the most creative, innovative, and on your end, shitty finishes with that stoppage. What did that teach you, being as young as you were and undefeated at 12-0? Did that stop the train quick, or how did you react?
No, it just, to a point, as long as you're undefeated, you think you're invincible, you think no one can touch you. A real downer, but I went right back to my roots and went back to the important people in my life, friends, family, and my training partners, and I couldn't sit around and feel bad for myself, feel sorry for myself. I got back to the gym and put that work in again. I came back and won my next few fights. So that's just what it is. A loss is a loss, and in this sport, it's pretty much inevitable. But you're going to be looked more upon how you react after the loss than the loss itself.
You spoke about your next move MMA-wise, but maybe outside of that, would you ever give any consideration to going doing some K-1 Max? Would that interest you? Being that you're
I absolutely love fighting kickboxing. I fought in shoot boxing in Japan. That kind of a short end of the stick deal. They kind of robbed me a decision, in the first round of the tournament. It was great, though, fighting over in Japan, fighting kickboxing. I absolutely love it. But I think it's a very big contradiction, in the training. MMA, you have to spread over so many disciplines, mixing it up all over the place. K-1 striking, it's a little different than MMA striking. Alistair's had he's had a lot of success. He's been able to jump back and forth. Not that many people have been able to do that. It's definitely tough. It's definitely a big contradiction. I'd love to be able to fight in K1. It's a huge deal, man. But I definitely need to dedicate my training strictly to kickboxing. I just don't want that to set back my MMA game right now.
Nice. Well, Chris, who are some kickboxers, stand-up fighters that you grew up watching since you come from that background?
Ray Seffel was probably, no doubt about it. My favorite, MMA fighter, K-1 fighter. He, really inspired me. I watched his tapes like crazy. I used to watch that stuff every day. And when I got the chance to train with him at Extreme Couture, and he cornered me in my Japan fight, it was insane. It was like a dream come true, man.
Did you guys cruise around in his Bentley?
All the older guys
in the magazine. I've seen him in the latest in Ultimate MMA magazine next to his baby blue Bentley. Did he cruise you around Vegas in the Bentley yet, or what?
Ray's got a few nice whips. He's definitely a man with some style. That's for sure.
You were saying though about some of the other guys you had your eye on.
No, like all the older guys, Ernesto and Peter Ertz. I love watching K1, man. It was awesome, and now seeing Alistair, another Netherlands fighter, dominate so well. It's the Dutch, they really got the kickboxing down.
Now that, he's not your boss anymore, you can say what you maybe really feel about this topic, but is Dana crazy to say that Alistair Overeem isn't in the top 10 in the heavyweight division?
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think the fight is sealed with him and Fabricio, and I think, it's going to be an awesome fight, and I think it's going to be really Alistair's coming out party in the United States. People know him, but it's only the hardcore fans. But when they get the chance to see that, I think Alistair's probably the most improved fighter, in these past 3 years.
Yeah,
and
totally.
And really, people are turning some heads, man, and paying attention to him.
before we wrap it up here, Chris, one question I guess I'll ask you is, plain and simple, WEC 53, what went wrong against Donald Cerrone? Was it just a case of that reach getting the better of you, or, you know, what did you see that you know, made it so it didn't turn out on your end?
I think I was, you know, taking over his reach. I don't think he was using his reach effectively at all, and I was able to get on the inside and throw shots. Basically, I fell into his game. People think Donald is a good striker, and absolutely, he's a great striker. But if you look at his record, he's got 80% of his wins off his back in his guard, and I fell right into that, man. So I made a bit of a tactical error and stayed there too long, and I fell right into his trap. You know, happens, and you know, I'm going to come back now stronger. I've learned from that, and now I'm putting in the work as always, and to get better and let that never happen again.
Before we let you run, how does everybody figure out what's going on with Chris Horodecki if they want to know the latest about you?
Guys, check out my website, HorodeckiMMA.com. Hook me up on Facebook if everyone got Facebook. And if you're in London, Ontario, come check out the Adrenaline Training Center. You know, newly number one contender for the UFC featherweight belt, Mark Hominick, along with myself and Sam Stout, all out there, you know, on a daily basis. AdrenalineMMA.ca.
I guess I don't have to ask you this, but what do you think for Mark Hominick on April 29th? What's Mark going to do? He's bringing that title back to Canada, right?
I think so, man. I think he's going to shock the world. A lot of people are going to be counting him out. And, you know, Jose is tough, and it's going to be a war. It's going to be a fight. You know, but Mark, as he said, you know, no one has fought Jose Aldo like him. Nobody. And he's going to prove it, man. He can go tit for tat with anyone on their feet. And I think the real difference is going to be the wrestling. And I think Mark's wrestling is so improved, you know, that this is his fight to win, man.
Okay, you know, pretty well said if you ask me. I apologize for the issues earlier, Chris, and I'm glad we were able to make this thing work after all. And, you know, when you do find a home, we'd love to have you come back and chat with us about it. I personally hope that you're dancing in the MFC before too long, because I know that lightweight champion there, and Antonio McKee, if you ask me, he's not the real deal. You need to get in there and take that Canadian title and keep it here in Canada. So best of luck with everything you're doing, Chris, and we'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Appreciate it, guys. Always love being here. You know, I love being part of the Canadian-based show. And take care, guys, and you'll be hearing some news soon.